nice person, fucking Pietro Dwank, French fuck. He tweeted about an article that I'm a fucking look at this shit because it's fucking stupid, fucking conservative. Front page mag.com, which they talk shit about our prophet Daniel De Leon, peace be upon him. So it's pretty shit. We're gonna look at it and see what it's about here. It's called Big Labor's Leninist Founding Father. So we can see here that they apparently think that he was a Leninist, which could not be further from the truth. But yeah, let's see here. The man who turned a movement devoted to improving working conditions into the handmaiden of socialism. Okay, it starts very good here. The man that made it from a reformist fucking shithole to a socialist. I mean, the working movement, like fucking big labor. I'm fucking stupid. Editor's note: admired by Lenin. Yeah, I've heard about that. I also heard it was bullshit, but I don't know. It probably was. I mean, who don't admire him? Daniel De Leon was a transformative figure in my speech, in the American labor movement, whose Machiavellian socialism first legacy lives on in his modern torchbearers. Holy shit, I fucking wish. The most notorious of De Leon's predecessors will be profiled in front page new series Union Gangsters. You mean like Union Gangsters as IWW or what? Because they're fucking stupid. No offense, IWW, you're cool. Union Consigliere Craig Becker, I have no idea who that is. And Thug-in-Chief Richard Trumanka. Okay, so they've been exposed for being thugs apparently. They have nothing to do with Daddy, but okay. When the California Federation of Teachers resolved earlier this year that the continued unjust incarnation of I can't read Mumia Abu Jamal represents a threat to the civil rights of all people. Okay, that's just one example. You could say that's well, I guess it could be, but okay. What did that have to do with anything? Many again scratch their heads to another labor union non sequitur. Do you have labor unions still existing in America, really? You have like reformist shit, I guess. What does a cop killer incarcerated in Pennsylvania have to do with the working conditions of teachers in California? Good question. You know, Daddy would probably be fucking opposed to that as fuck. Like, you should probably have like working conditions of your teachers because that's your union. Like hell. This is in part the legacy of Daniel De Leon. What? Fucking, he would have criticized this as fuck. Bro. A schismatic socialist who tirelessly pushed the labor movement to labor for his movement. No, really not. You tirelessly pushed the labor movement to like establish and become a real movement for labor and not a fucking compromise of capital and labor. Organized labor's fixation with issues ancillary to the interests of their member never ceases to surprise, which he would also fucking agree with, you fucking moron. Perhaps as unsurprising is that the historical figure, is that how you say it? I don't know. most associated with redirecting unions away from wages, conditions, and benefits. Toiled as a lawyer and act. What? Holy sh. Redirecting unions away. Unions did barely exist in his fucking time, you moron. Away from wages, conditions, and benefits. And benefits toiled. What? But that's like everything the unions should do. What the fuck would he give a fuck about it? What? You have to back this shit up. And Sponge Karl Marx, Daniel De Leon saw workers as a means to his end and actual people with independent interest. People who don't work often, that those who work. What? What the fuck are you saying? Saw workers as a mean to his ends. I thought he like saw his ends as a mean for the workers' ends, you fucking idiot. Okay, De Leon's fleeting fanaticism moved him to name one son after Grover Cleveland. I don't give a fuck about that. Leap into supporting Henry George's single tax movement. Did you support that? That's fucking dope though. Because I mean the single tax movement is kinda cool. I mean, and writing for the Looking Backward inspired nationalist journal. What? The son or the fucking De Leon? I'm confused. But did he write in that? I'm pretty sure he only wrote in the People. I don't know though. Before marrying the cause. Okay. It is good to marry your cause. The Crank, fuck you, was characteristically promiscuous in his obsession. What? I mean, seriously, do you have any backs up? You're like, oh my god, fucking. Well, to be honest, he was like a really smart and studied a lot, I guess, in Europe and shit. But that's not the same. Oh well, the serial joiner joined the Socialist Labour Party, which was a fucking cool. A bridge between Marx and Lenin that traced circular routes to the First International and extended its shadow upon the Soviet Union. What? Its shadow upon the Soviet Union. What are you talking about? Trace it. Okay, so you say the Socialist Labour Party have its roots from the First International, which is true, and extended its shadows upon the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union didn't exist, or what? He's quickly seized control of the party. Control, holy fucking shit. He didn't like seize control, he became the fucking editor and tried to like make the party more inclusive for American workers and not just Germans. That's pretty much what he did. Fucking hell. In the meantime, the diminutive bearded extremist, he's a bearded extremist, which is fucking hot, but decimated the party seized. He actually made it a party worth a damn, to be honest. But sadly the IWW was like, fuck you, gonna go anarchist, and destroy the whole workers movement. Cast influence over an infamous fellow socialist gangsters in the old world. Fuck you. Oh, you mean like what the fuck is called? I forgot his name. The Irish person. I mean, they had a like gabble about shit because he was like kinda more conservative than the De Leon. I think he was like Catholic and shit. And generated discord in the labor movement of the likes which continues today. The labor movement is pretty much controlled by capitalists today. Or like liberals, I guess. So I don't think there's so much discord. It is a liberal movement nowadays. There's no real movement. Oh wait, his frustration with workers. What? It's pretty much his frustration at workers was exploited. But okay, the redemptive figures in the Marxist narrative, okay, fuck you again, evolving to a contempt for workers. Okay, there's much to explain Dylan's fever for occupying a further fringe. Occupying? What the fuck is this with occupying? Oh well, ultimately he forbade members of his political party from holding office in the AFL and other traditional labor unions. Yeah, because they're fucking reformist liberal scum. Jesus hell. Hell hath no fury like a socialist scorned. This sounds hot, to be honest. But yeah, deal with it. I mean, he was a strong man. He was like, oh, don't join the fucking reformists, I guess. Okay, no organization of labor can accomplish anything for the workers that does not proceed from the principle that an irrepressible conflict rages between the capitalist and the working class. True. A conflict that can be settled with only the total overthrow of the former establishment and the establishment of the socialist commonwealth. Yeah, claim to be Kurako-born active. Claim to be? What? Why do you have to like claim? Like Obama, oh, claim to be American. To this end, he attempted to hijack the flailing Knights of Labor. Holy shit, and the fledgling American Federation of Labor. They were fucking stupid, reformist. I guess you're like a capitalist shit, so I guess you like those types of unions, craft unions, because they are kind of capitalist sympathizing. Fucking hell. The tactic was born from within. True. Infiltrating an organization for the purpose of reorientating it. Holy shit! I wish he kinda did that. That would be awesome, though. Like if from the beginning we like infiltrated the American Federation of Labor and like made it like really socialist, and have the like. Okay, that's my thoughts. Well, let's not go into that. The tactic, blah blah blah. In 1893, De Leon captured a garments workers local for the purpose of capturing the Knights of Labor. Okay. By 1895, the garment workers decided that wearing garments didn't establish one's credibility as a garment worker. What? Okay. And they rid themselves of the interloper. His disciplined followers never succeeded in capturing the AFL. But they did. What? His disciplined followers never succeeded in capturing the AFL. But they did, along with the Western Federation of Miners. Oh, another sentence. Managed to dispose Union Honchos, if just for 1 year. Fucking strikes. Okay, so when AFL persisted in chasing for higher pays and shorted cost, wait, what? De Leon denounced them as buffers of capitalism. I'm not sure about that, but it would make sense that they just like they got kind of pissed at them when they just reformists. But I kind of disagree with that, to be honest. Even though I think the union should be more revolutionary, obviously, but you should be able to like protest about such things. Oh well. Labor lieutenants of the capitalist class. Pure and simplers. That's something he like used a lot. Pure and simple unionism and pure and simple socialism and shit like that. Reference to AFL leaders considering their union a pure and simple trades union rather than a political organization. Yeah, that's a valid critique. Citing the impossibility of obtaining a decent living while capitalism existed. Which again is kinda true. Even in Sweden it's shit. Like many people are fucking starving. I mean, even if you're kinda middle class, you barely have afford anything. Oh well. De Leon ridiculed immediate demands whose fulfillment would only delay socialism's arrival. Yeah, actually, it's in that area. I don't know if I agree with him that much, because there's a part of class struggle. I mean, he should critique it for like, oh, you only want this. You should say we want socialism now, but we also want this. Give us both, basically. The theorist wanted the conditions of the workers deteriorate and to escalate their claimers for socialism. Okay. Gumper's background as a cigar maker. What the fuck did Gumpers? Wasn't he like his son or something? I don't know. Background as a cigar maker injected in a natural partiality toward the immediate worker gains. Okay. Which made him an object of constant attack for his immediate adversary. Yeah, the fucking capitalist shields. Gumpers, who Dutch-Jewish origins, Freudian birth, and New York City resident, more religious antagonist. Returned the favor by mocking De Leon as a professor without a professorship. Fuck you, jävla... I should not talk Swedish, but still, fucking hell. This man's characteristics of intolerance to everyone that does not adopt his policy. His venom and spite crop of every opportunity. That makes it impossible for anyone that have self-respect to have any dealings with him. Those for whom he speaks, Gumpers observed of De Leon. He was simply widened the chasm between different wings of the labor movement. Oh, he has, simply. Fuck. Also, is this a conservative? Because Pierre Dudin said it was a conservative. Yeah, it's a conservative. Indeed, he established a parallel labor movement to counter the actual labor movement. You mean the liberal movement, because there was no actual labor movement. There barely have been any actual labor movement in America. In 1895, thwarted in his efforts to co-opt the Knights of Labor and the AFL. I'm pretty sure those were like on other... Like the first was in the AFL. And then he saw like, oh fuck, this is shit. And then the Knights of Labor like, oh fuck, you're going shit. De Leon shifted taxes from born from within to dual unionism, which is basically his main ideology. He established the Socialist Trade and Labor Alliance, the first like real workers and labor movement in America, STLA, as a foil to the AFL. Fuck you again. We could not get them, he lamelled. Between us and them there stood a solid wall of ignorant, stupid and corrupt labor fakers. Yeah, he meant it like union bosses. Not the workers, you idiot. But with the establishment of the STLA, at last we stand face to face with the rank and file of the American proletariat. Yes! This statement is a remarkable admission that neither De Leon or his lackeys had any meaningful interaction with the workers. What? Yeah. Okay. But De Leon's interaction with them within the STLA only repulsed the workers. The dual union died after a decade after its founding, with less than a tenth of its original membership. To know him was not to love him again. Didn't improve as a founder of the Industrial Workers of the World in 1905. When the Wobblies tired of his sectarianism. You mean when the anarchists took over in 1908? He responded by forming a new, smaller outfit, also called Industrial Workers of the World. Which in his life many Pope, anti-Pope movements insisted represented the true IWW, which I'd say they did, because the new IWW is kind of reformist and shit. But oh well. De Leon characteristically created a splinter group of a splinter group. Did you call IWW a splinter group? I mean, they're like technically, I guess. Characteristic. I mean, he was fucking ejected. You said it. He was kicked out because the anarchists took over. Difficult men found difficult, De Leon especially difficult. Other socialist stacked meetings, purchase centers, and sure. Okay, this is just boring. They had the same idea in Soviet Union. Premier Lenin is a great admirer of Daniel De Leon, explained John Reed. He considers him the greatest of modern socialists, the only one who has added anything to socialist thought since Marx. That's I love you, Lenin, or John Reed. I mean, this is one of the reasons I fucking love Lenin sometimes. I mean, but he's not. Yeah, he can be cool. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Before the Russian had co-opted against a further of this, made a deceit of revolutionary principles and purged dissenters. I don't think Lenin did that really, but okay. Shh. De Leon had that this all in miniature. He didn't survive to see the Russian Revolution, true, and if he had ever led his own revolution, oh god, that would be awesome! I mean, it was not in his character to do that, because he believed in like civilized methods, which, yeah, I still kinda believe in it, but I think that we have to like be kinda violent. But still, led his own revolution. Few who saw it would have survived. Okay. So he would like purge all Americans in the revolution, holy shit. So fanatical was the De Leon that he excommunicated from his party the man who had converted him to socialist, and his eldest son, David, had his Absalom, he muttered. I mean, I'm not gonna say that he was like the best person. he was kinda arrogant sometimes, which is a valid criticism, I guess. But oh well, there is power in a union, true. De Leon recognized this, yeah, and attempted to bully unions in focusing on putting socialism in power. That's what unions should be. They should be labor unions, not capitalist unions. When you instead concentrated on more practical matters, such as higher pay and shorter hours, you mean like reformists. The one-time Ivy League professor denounced them as charlatan working men. This shit. Nearly 100 years after De Leon's death, non-laboring labor activists still demanded the working people sacrifice their union dues to politicians. Demand. The union and the party was kinda separate, you fucking moron. What? At the expense of the workplace communities. Okay, that's easy. I wish they kinda were like real socialists and not like liberals. Oh well. When De Leon dies in 1914, God, it was last year. No, not last year. It was fucking many years ago. Lillian Sims and Travelers Clement write in Rebel America. The story of social revolt in the United States. American labor scarcely knew that he had existed. Yeah, it was kind of fucked shit, really, that no one knows who he is. Which is, I blame IWW for that, but also he's kinda staunch. I don't know what to say. He's yeah, it makes sense. He was kind of too smart for his own best. This isn't to say that traces of his existence aren't found all over the labor movement. Again, I fucking wish they were. This was kinda shit. They did not like source anything. I don't think they have any sources. Wait, do they have... No, it's another person. No, they have no sources. So, that was it. Holy shit, they have like big agenda. President Trump's plan to save America. Okay. Well, this sucked. So, that's it. We're gonna end this video. Comment and subscribe. And please leave a like. No, but bye, folks.